I request the YouTube comments to be refreshed. Maheshwaramayananda, all of you can continue posting random emojis, random letters, random numbers, random words. Okay. Yes, I request the Facebook comments to now be projected. Yes. Kaladra, you can go ahead and start reading the comments.
Yes, the latest comment is from SANTHS Murthy, and we have posted a 3 Namaste emoji, and the previous comment is from CHAM has posted Supreme Lord plus BLTSS and plus and protect my family, please.
Yes, beautiful. And yes, with this we are going to move on to the next power now. That was a very beautiful demonstration of the power of Tirna. I'm now removing the I-band of Kaladra. I request YouTube comments to stop in please. Yes. I request the comments to stop being projected. Well, if you can see the I-band is completely intact, there's no change. That was a very beautiful and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. Next, we are going to be witnessing the power of body scanning and remote vision. And all of you are going to be witnessing the power of body scanning next. So I request all of you to stay tuned, and we'll be back right after a short break to share with all of you the Pramanas and for all of you to witness this very power itself. So we'll be back right after a short break. Yes. So let us now move on into the power of body scanning. So the power of body scanning is where one awakens the ability to be able to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions in the awakened context. So let us now listen to the Shastra Pramana, where which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshma tarani cha tatvani yani nilayam dhatpante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtle principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consists of the essential reality. They are being observed in their source called Paramashiva, and by the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universe, divine power, Paradevi, Adi Shakti is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. The next is the Apta Pramana, which is the reference of the power of body scanning from the life of a Siddha named Periyar. Periyar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day a man suffering from a severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. And Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the disease. He reveals that there is a small tere, a frog, sitting in the person's brain, and Agastya immediately instructs Periyar, his disciple, to perform an open surgery and remove it. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is completely healed and cured of the disease. Thus, he gained the name Periyar. The next is the Atma Pramana, which is the account of the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasamidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, who was also time tested and verified this time. On the 22nd of December, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared how he used the power of body scan. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups to little quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I needed to use diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poison. Through the power of through body scanning, I found out what the problems and imbalances had happened and where the balance has to be done. I used allopathy as the second opinion to verify my findings. Next is the Sakshi Pramana, the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestations happening through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So now all of you are going to be witnessing the live demonstration of the power of body scanning. So I'm going to be manifesting the power of body scanning for all of you today, and I request if the comments to now be projected. Okay, Sumi Murali has posted, please scan and heal my wife Sumitra, got consent now. Yes, Aya, surely I'll be doing the body scanning. Yes. Sumi Muraliyaya, Swamiji reveals that for your wife's first thing is that there's a lot of heat in her body. Due to that, her eyes are getting affected and she is very tired. She's feeling dizzy nowadays and she's having blurred vision. That is because of the excess heat in her body. And that is because of the amount of heat in her body. And not only that, Swamiji is also revealing that she needs to be in more sunlight every day. And her body needs to breathe. She's wearing like stuffy clothes, not clothes which are not letting her skin breathe. So these are the two things which are affecting her. So Swamiji is showing she should drink a lot of carrot juice. She should sit out in the sun every day, like in the early morning. She should sit for 15 minutes in the sun, for the first 15 minutes in the sun. And Swamiji is also revealing that she can Swamiji is revealing, take a little ghee every day with a little castor oil. Ghee and castor oil mixed together and apply it on her skin every day before taking bath, and she will be healed from this fire. Yes, anyone else has any requests or comments to post in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel? You are welcome to post, and we will be doing the body scanning for you. Okay, Sumi Murali Aya has posted, please scan my eye and ear, ma. Yes, Aya, I'll be doing the body scanning for your eyes and ears. Yes. So, Sumi Murali Aya, Swamiji is revealing that your eyes are completely fine, other than the fact that you are seeing the device too much, like the device too much, and it's affecting your eyes. And that is the only thing that Swamiji is revealing. And the solution for that is just every day you should start doing eye kapaya. You are starting to feel very tired and drowsy, and your eyes are just closing, and you're like is sleeping off a lot because of desire. So Swamiji is revealing every day you should do the eye cup, and you will get feel some. You will start feeling so much of relief. You'll start feeling very relief. And Swamiji is showing that your ears are completely fine. There's only a little pain you're experiencing from past few days. It's because they are not clean. So you should start cleaning your ears. Yes. So Special Solutions have requested. Okay, Dominic Walter has posted. I'm feeling sick at the moment. It is like a small cold. Could you give me a solution or a body scan? Yes, yes, I'll be definitely doing the body scanning for you. Yes, Swamiji is revealing that it is your body is reacting to the food you've been eating. Like I'm able to see that from past few days, the food you're eating is not good for you. That is why your body is reacting, because it's a new new agents in the body. So your body is not adjusting to that, and your body is reacting to that. Swamiji is showing, just take haritaki, just take 2 spoons of haritaki, and every day for the next few days, and you'll be healed of this. It's just that your stomach is little upset, Aya. That is why you're having a small cold or anything. Swamiji is also revealing that those hand dryers which are there after you wash your hands, you put your hand in those dryers, right? Swamiji is showing that your skin has become very dry and it's getting affected by that. Your skin is not adjusting to that heat when you put your hands inside the dryer. So Swamiji is revealing that for the next few days you should just apply castor oil on your hands and on your body, and before taking a bath, so you can so your skin will start becoming healing and becoming back to normal life. Yes. So first thing, Sumimuridi Aya and Dominic Walter, I request you to get back. And yes, Ma Celine has posted, Ma, can I have a body scanning for not achieving Nirahara Samyama? Yes, Ma. Celine G. Swamiji is revealing that you're not able to achieve your Nirahara Samyama because you're continuously feeling lazy again and again. That is because you are not doing workout and yoga intensely. He is revealing that you should start doing yoga and workout intensely and you will be able to achieve your Nirahara Samyama. So yes, spiritual solutions. Dominic Walter, I have gotten killing. Thank you so much. We'll start to do it immediately. Thank you, Swamiji. Yes, Aya. Thank you so much. And yes, Masilin, I request you to get back. And Sumi Murali Aya, I request you to get back in the chat section. Anyone who wants a body scanning from third eye can post a request in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and we'll immediately be attending to it. Anyone else who wants a body scanning can go ahead and request in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Till then, I'll be sharing my experience. How do I manifest this power of body scanning? See, when anybody requests for a body scanning and I just close my eyes and ask Swamiji to feel, the main problem first it just gets highlighted and it gets highlighted and I'm able to see the whole body, and wherever the main problem is, that area gets highlighted. So example, the person is experiencing a lot of pain in the chest area. I can see the chest and like the whole chest gets highlighted. And then I ask Swamiji, okay, what is the problem? Then it's like a like camera or something, and then it zooms in into the body, and then I see, okay, what is the problem clearly. So the whole thing is very fun for me to do, and sometimes Swamiji shows me new things which I don't understand, and then I'll ask Swamiji, okay, can you show it in a simpler way? Then like I'll see more images or pictures in a way which I can understand, and I can share it with all of you, like whatever Paramashiva is reading. So it's actually very fun to do this power of body scanning, and one more experience I would like to share is with the power of remote vision. So whenever I manifest the power of remote vision, that is seeing distances and seeing far distances, it is very fun because I literally see that person's house and I can see it in different ways. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking inside the house, like, okay, now I'm entering inside the door. I'm looking, okay, this side, I'm looking to the right, I'm looking left, and then I'm seeing up and seeing all the details. It's like literally I'm going inside the person's house and exploring. Sometimes I see the person's house from outside, and I just see like numbers, okay, 5 bathrooms, 3 rooms, like. So it's very to manifest these extraordinary shaktis because it is something which you want. Sometimes even I think, am I really manifesting these powers? Like it's just a question for me. But then then I remember just with the initiation of Swamiji, just with the blessings of Swamiji, I'm able to really manifest these powers, see remote distances, be able to scan another person's body who is like so far away from us. So this is all with the blessings and grace of Swamiji, and all of you are not just watching a demonstration. Understand this demonstration is for all of you to understand that you can also manifest these powers. It is a possibility for you. If she can do it, you can also do it. If I can do it, you can also do it. Because Swamiji beautifully tells everyone has a third eye. It just has to be activated. It just has to be initiated. Just like how if you have two lamps, if one is lit, it has to just light the other lamp. Same way. Swamiji is the last lamp of Hinduism, and he is initiating all of us into these extraordinary Shaktis. And Swamiji is really giving us all this experience just so that we can understand that we are Paramashiva and that we can manifest these extraordinary powers. It's a very beautiful experience to get initiated into all these powers. So stay tuned with all the coming darshans and initiations from Swamiji. All of you can get initiated. And it's not that you have to get a physical touch or anything from Swamiji. Just with one look or just with one word, you can get initiated into these powers. Just with one word or look, you can get initiated and you can start manifesting these powers. And yes, Ma Celine has gotten us link. Okay, thank you, Ma. I will try to do more exercise. Yes. And if any of you want to start manifesting these powers, you can join the Paramashivoham.org. You can join the Paramashivoham level 2 program, and there you will be led into guided power manifestation sessions by the various acharyas, and you will be taught so much about how to complete with your self-denial, self-doubt, self-hatred. You will be taught how to complete with yourself, how to complete with others, how to live in competition. You will be taught about the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita. You will be taught so much in those 16 days of the Paramashivoham program. And you can also start manifesting these extraordinary powers. Yes. And okay, looks like nobody else has posted any comments. Yes. So with this, I would like to conclude this power manifestation session. Ma Celine, Dominic Walter Aya, Sumi Muridi Aya, Ma Maheshwara Mayananda, I thank all of you for joining us in this power manifestation session. And all the viewers who are watching this program now, please stay tuned for the upcoming segment, followed by the darshan of Swamiji. And we, especially on this auspicious third day of the Navaratri, it is really exciting to and all of us are awaiting the darshan of Swamiji. So please stay tuned for the upcoming segment. Thank you, Nithyananda. Yes, so we're going to be having Mama Dura joining with us, who will be teaching us so much more about Devi Parashakti and much more. Mama Dura? Yes. Nithyananda, you can go ahead.
Thank you, my yoga partner. It's Nithyananda, everyone. So now, after that wonderful demonstration of the powers that all of us just witnessed, let us now get into the next segment where all of us will be learning about how the world is today and the way to move forward and what is the solution for all the problems that humanity is facing today.
I think you're muted. I think yes. So let us understand what is, of course, we all know what is happening in the world today. And the currently the status quo world population is declined in the 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. So the total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19, the 3% of the population, and is rising daily. So over 230 have been infected with COVID-19, and over 4.7 million people have died from COVID-19. And despite so many attempts at lockdown, quarantine, vaccination, we're still not able to find a solution. Vaccination is still not known to be the solution. We've not seen any improvements in the decline of cases, and it's not necessarily always available all over the world. And the average death per day is 126.5 thousand. And that's about 0.5% of the world's population. And average death per year is estimated to be 44 million people, and it's growing each year. It's not just from COVID-19, but from everything in the world. So if we say, just for our understanding, that the population growth per day and death rates are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization to decline in the next 3 generations.
And a need for a global, here you can see the need of a global solution that works across all national policies. And here you can see the situation of a few parts of the world, which is given by the WHO region, So here you can see Americas. There is 89, almost 90 million deaths, confirmed cases. And in Europe, 70 million confirmed. In Southeast Asia, 43 million confirmed. In Eastern Mediterranean, 15 million. And in the Western Pacific, 8 million. And in Africa, 6 million confirmed cases.
And not only are we suffering from this COVID-19 pandemic, but we've seen over the last several months and years that the rate of natural disasters, natural calamities has risen. And this is due to the climate change crisis that we are experiencing right now. According to the United Nations, now a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to continue rising. And the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. Unfortunately, we've seen that we have not been taking worldwide, globally, we've not been taking the drastic measures that we need to take to curb climate change. And even if global warming increases up to the difference between 1.5 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius is drastic. So it is extremely vital that we curb the effects of climate change by changing our daily activities, our global policies. But unfortunately, this is not the case. And we've already seen the direct effects of climate change, the natural disasters, floods, storms, the fires, the forest fires, and so many more over the last several months and years.
And a few immediate precautionary methods that everyone should take is to protecting yourself. The first and foremost is to protect yourself by doing quarantine, by getting quarantine, and follow the local government's guidance, guidelines, and regulations. And even if you do this, still actually the effect on our survival needs like food, clothes, shelters, and especially for the less privileged, whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is unknown. And the bereavement or isolation and the loss of income and fear are triggering mental health conditions, or exacerbating existing ones. And many people may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety. So now let us see what is COVID-19.
What is it that has caused COVID-19?
So in the Brihadaranyaka, the fourth Adhyaya, fourth Brahmanam, in fifth mantra, it defines karma as the verse says, yatakari yatacharita bhavati sadhukari sadhu bhavati papakari papi bhavati punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation is, as it does it and acts, so it becomes by doing good. It becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious to evil acts.
Our greed to make life comfortable and luxurious has been one of the causes of this karma. 83% of wild mammals have become extinct because of our own greed. Stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only the human race will only save us from this. And since the rise of human civilization, 83% of wild mammals have been lost.
And we have forgot to share the world with others. That is another reason of all of this suffering. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing and killing animals. Let's drop this idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us. And let us set a trend of moving to nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing and killing animals, and let's drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us.
Let us stop this karma. When you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering. Here you can see just an example of the drain of resources that meat and meat products consume. Beef requires over 15,000 liters of water, fresh water, just to produce 1 kg of food. And this is in comparison with any animal or plant-based product, and less than 5,000, around 3,000 liters of water is only needed for any of the any of the plant-based foods. However, all animal-based foods are well over, especially beef, sheep, pork, are well over this. This is a very poor use of our resources, and this is extremely draining to our ecosystems, our environment, by producing so much of meat and consuming so much.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharma. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? Let us stop that and stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. The solution, the Hindu solution, are the aprigraha, asteya, or ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things, and non-violence.
Every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is the religion which has seen at least five times where the planet Earth was completely wiped out. All the population, everything on planet Earth was completely wiped out. And the wiping out of the civilization, and the wiping out of the civilization is what has been recorded and documented. And every time when the civilization was wiped out, it has been documented of how it has been rebuilt.
So let us look at some of the examples of when the population had been wiped out and Hinduism had a solution for it. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Veda and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed on the planet Earth to give this to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedas and Agamas, the whole thing, and restarts the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has their emblem. The Karaikal is the place where the boat was brought to that land by the Matsyavatara. From the whole Pandya civilization started. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. During the King Ravana's reign, 7 crore people lived under King Ravana, and Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 deshas from the evil reign of the king. This is detailed in the Ramayana. And then King Duryodhana almost led the world to the nuclear destruction, nuclear collapse. And Bhagwan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse. And this is detailed in the epic poem, the Mahabharata. And Bhagwan Mahadeva himself protected the city of Varanasi. And he describes, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the great deluge. I'll hold them in the tip of my trishul. This is Bhagavan Mahadeva's promise to humanity.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, the Briguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening. And they say, Ha, wo, ha, wo, ha, wo, ahamannam, 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 ahamannado, ahamannado, ahamannadaha. So this is what the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening.
Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual. So let us understand that ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation is Shaktipada and Shaktinipada, is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls and intervening in their karmas, altering it, reducing it, and even deleting it, completing it, and changing the happening of the past, present, and future is Leela. And the manifestation who is able to do these Leelas are the incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna promises to happen again and again when the individual consciousness declines. And he beautifully says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujami. Which means whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective consciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, dharma samsa panarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, sambhavami yuge yuge.
Let us understand the significance of Navaratri during this deluge, during this Kalaya.
Yes, so as all of us know that we are celebrating the festival of Navaratri, let us now learn more about Devi Kamakshi, the form of Devi that we are celebrating on the third day of Navaratri. Yes, so now let us learn about Devi Kamakshi. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, Devi says, there's a line that says, Ekaivaham jagat yatra dvitiya ka mama para, which means I am the only eternal power in the world and none else the second. So therefore, all these different alankaras and avatars are of Jagannatha. That Jagannatha takes the form of Devi Saraswati and bestows education and knowledge. She takes the form of Devi Mahalakshmi and gives wealth, food, etc. And she takes the form of Devi Mahakali, Chamundi, during the time of destruction of incomplete people. She takes the form of Durga Parameshwari, to make her devotees to get rid of all the fear. She takes the form of Devi Meenakshi to bestow boons for career and leadership. She takes the form of Devi Brahmacharini to heal all from mental disorders. She takes the form of Devi Kamakshi to complete our relationships, and Devi Annapurneshwari to bestow health and abundance, and Devi Rajrajeshwari to liberate us from natural calamities. And in the Devi, beautifully, Devi Kamakshi graces us and grants boons. And in the 11th chapter, verse 35, she says, Pranatanam prasidatvam Devi Vishvartiharini Trailokyavasini Nitye Lokanam Varadabhava. So in this verse, the Divine Mother says, O Devi, you who remove the afflictions of the universe, be gracious to us who have bestowed to you, who have bowed to you. O you worthy of adoration by the dwellers of the three worlds, be a boon giver to the worlds. So Devi Kamakshi's Jiva Samadhi is in Kanchipuram, and she came and she did tapas towards Shiva and became enlightened. Kamakshi's presence in Kanchipuram still radiates the highest sensitivity. And by worshipping, the worship of Devi Kamakshi will awaken the sacred feminine consciousness in us in the oldest and is the oldest mother worship tradition. And in the Kamakshi Stotram it says, Shrinkaratmaka Varna Matra Patanandriyam Shriyam Tanvitim Chinmatram Bhuvaneshwarim Anudinam Viksha Pradana Kshamam Vishwa Aghaugya Nivarinim Vimalinim Vishwambharam Ram Matrikam Kamakshim Paripurna Chandravadanam Vande Mahesha Priya. And the translation for this 7th verse of the Kamakshi. Salutations to Devi Kamakshi, whose nature is expressed by the symbol Hirim, by reciting which the powers of Aindri and Shri spreads forth. Who is Devi Bhuvaneshwari, the embodiment of pure consciousness, is always showering boons and forgiving sins. Who, as the all-bearing mother of the world, stainless and pure, keeps off the sins of the world from the hearts of devotees. Whose face shines like the full moon, we extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Sri Mahesha Paramashivam. And the next, the 8th verse says, Vagdevi chayam vadanti munaya kshirabdi kanyeti cha kshoni brittanayeti cha shruti giro yam amannati sputam eka aneka palapradam bahuvida karastanas tanvitam kamakshi sakalarti bhanjana param vande mahesha priyam. And the translation for this is salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is called as the goddess of speech, Devi Saraswati, the goddess of the Milky Ocean, Devi Lakshmi, and the earth-born daughter as Devi Sita, and who is the voice behind the Shrutis, Nishits, manifesting out of her own will, who is the one bestowing many fruits and manifesting in various forms, who is the destroyer of all suffering and transcendental in essence, we extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Sri Mahesha. And the next verse is Kanta Kama Dudakari Indra Gamana Kamari Vamanga Kalyani Kalita Avatara Shubhaga Kasturika Charchita Kampatira Rasala Mula Nilaya Karunya Kalolini Kalyanani Karotu Me Bhagavati Kanchi Puri Devata. And the translation for this verse, salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is the beloved of the devotees and like a milch cow fulfills their wishes, whose movement is like the king of elephants and who share the left half of the body with Sri Shiva, who is the bestower of auspiciousness incarnated in the divine auspicious body smeared with the perfume of kasturi, who abiding in the banks of the Kampa river under a mango tree, Amra, surges with her compassion. Devi Parvati meditate on Shiva on the banks of the Kampa river at Kanchipuram. Please make my life happy and prosperous, O divine goddess of Kanchipuram. So now let us see Devi Parashakti's divine play, the Leelas, from the Chandi Stotram in the Devi Mahatma. So today let us meditate on Leela from Devi Mahatma, where Devi incarnates to save humanity when greed befalls. So the power of human anger and greed threatens to destroy everything it touches. The goodness of the nurturing earth, the stability of the mountains, the oceans, the innocence of the gentle clouds. Under Devi's attacks, Demon Mahisha changed his form from a buffalo to a lion to a man and to an elephant, and every time eludes her death blows. And like Mahisha, we go through life dissatisfied, often agitated, and sometimes full of rage. And the causes of our misery change over time. One day it is this, the next day it is something else, and so it goes. Until we can pin down the root cause, our discontent cannot be overcome. And like Mahishasura, the cause of loath to reveal itself. And Mahisha represents more than monumental rage. His anger is one of the 6 passions that afflict our human awareness. The others are lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. So let's analyze them. The first, lust or desire to, in general, is a longing for gratification. We want something, but why? Because we feel something is lacking and always feel incomplete. We feel incomplete, limited, or separated in some way. We fail to satisfy our desire. A common response is anger. Or when a desire is satisfied, a common response is greed. We want more. And so we're caught in an ongoing cycle. To make matters worse, we can add pride and jealousy to the mix as well. And the root cause of our existential discontent and our outward conflicts is the feeling deep down inside that we are limited and separated and incomplete. We mistakenly identify with the limited ego, that when in fact we are the limitless Atman. That Atman abiding in every person is the true self, the one undivided reality whose essence is pure being consciousness. And in the 8th, 9th, and 10th verses of the Chandi Stotram, it says, salutations to Devi, to the Mahadevi, salutations always to her who is ever auspicious, salutations to her who is the primordial cause and the sustaining power. With attention we have made obeisance to her. Salutations to who is terrible, to her who is eternal. Salutation to Gaudi, the supporter of the universe. Salutations always to her who is of the form of the moon and the moonlight and happiness itself. So just like how Devi takes form to eliminate the asuras and demons, in this century most of us are Mahishasura, just operating on the basic impossibilities. So the incompletions and impossibilities that we hold within us are the demons of this century. So most of the delusions that we make every moment unconsciously, make thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day. Whether it is thinking or talking or doing, it is done unconsciously without awareness. And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been ditched or we have gone through unfair results. And we are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma. So there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karmas. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation. And somewhere, this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. And if you're always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility, the state The taste of possibility can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens. Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of the Guru, and he assumes the form of the Guru just to liberate us from the karma chakra and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment in all of our lives. And initiation means the ideas or knowledge of or the clicks that brings you out of these depressive thoughts and that brings you out of the influence of your karma. So to bring us all out of delusion, the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti. So Devi Parashakti has come down once again in the form of the supreme point of Hinduism. So the Kailasa'S Sarvabhauma's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over in unbroken progression from ages, and the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashivan Devi, Parashakti, and the Guru Mahasannidhanams of Kailasa'S Sarvabhauma's are the direct representatives of the cosmos. And on the 27th of 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasa'S and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in Kailasa'S and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory. So now let us watch a video on the history of Madurai, the history of Madurai Adina.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life. Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years. In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet Saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work. On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Sri Shri Arunagiri Nithyananda Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam. An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, action programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted, with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance, for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Yes, so that was a beautiful video on the history of Madurai Adinam. And the 292nd pontiff of Madurai Adinam, Sri Arunagirinath Sri Nyanasammadeshwara Paramacharya Swami, is the predecessor to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Madurai Adinam, since 2012. And the 292nd Guru Mahasannidhanam had the divine vision of Lord Shiva and Devi Meenakshi, who both instructed him to coronate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam. And an historic record of Madurai Adinam introducing the 292nd Pontiff of Madurai Adinam has spoken and introduced the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as his successor. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as being coronated as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Madurai Adinam. Here you can see a few pictures of it. And a few more pictures in the Kanchanur temple, then the Panga Parameshwara temple, and then the Sachinada temple, and then the Alagar Kovil temple. Swamiji has visited these few temples as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Madurai Adinam. And at the mere age of 16, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as successor of the Arunachala Sarvagnapeetham by the Guru Parampara, by his gurus. And at a young age of 21, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally. And this happened in 1999 when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was 21. And at the age of 24, on the 4th of November, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam. And at the age of 26, on the 1st of January 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as successor of Bhagyanagara Sri Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 26, on the 31st of December 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Sarangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage. And at the age of 29, in 2007, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revived the Adi Pallava Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 30 in 2008, was coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 35 in 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was officially coordinated as the Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, and he is also the youngest Mahamandaleshwar, 35. And here you can also see pictures where Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was being coordinated by all the other senior sannyasis and heads in the Mahanirvani Akada. And at the age of 35 in 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akada, the oldest monastic order of Hinduism. And this Akada was actually established by Mahaganapati himself. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar at that point in time, who was Sukadevanandaji, and the incumbent spiritual head of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the incumbent spiritual head of the Atal Akada at the age of 35.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam at the age at the age of 36 in 2014. Sorry for the technical glitch. I'll be right back with the slides. So as we are getting ready for the Navaratri Akash readings, the Navaratri celebrations, the darshan, the blessing of who's manifesting Devi Parashakti for us. And you can take a few moments to join as a member of Kailasa'S HDH on the YouTube channel. And it's a very simple process. You can just go ahead and visit the YouTube channel, and you'll see the join button next to the subscribe button. You can go ahead and click on that and join as a member, and you will have access to various exclusive content, as well as you'll be able to ask any questions during the live Parashakti Akash meetings, the darshans, the Paramashiva Sayuja Samadhi darshan, and many more. So do take a moment to join as a member of Kailasa'S SPH YouTube channel. And of course, stay tuned for today's beautiful Navaratri celebrations that will be shortly. We will be witnessing the celebrations of the third day of Navaratri and with the Nithyananda Paramashivam. So and Supreme Concept was also yes, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukta Sparikapura Adinam at the age of 37 in 2002.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adi Pita Koladamata at the age of 37 in 2015.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has been elected as the Supreme Council of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs or leaders at the age of 30.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed, read and watched by millions and billions around the world, and more than thousands of followers, millions of followers of Hinduism follow the Supreme Council of Hinduism. And he is the most viewed in the digital world.
And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital nation with over 1 billion views. And this includes over 1,100 Facebook pages, 50 websites, over 102 Instagram channels, 70 initiatives, 458 YouTube channels, 128 national channels as well, Twitter channels, and 12 web TV channels.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has worked relentlessly and worked hard for 27 years now and has contributed a numerous number of things to the world, and he has contributed humanitarian services and initiatives including free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, and conflict resolution and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies, and much more.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, which include English, Tamil, Sanskrit, and those have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Here you can see some of these books that are easily available online in English, French, Spanish, and much more. They're all freely available in Tamil, Spanish.
And over 20 million copies of these books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded by millions around the world.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Tamil scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And this library continues to expand today, which includes a palm leaf printing unit, as I mentioned here, to reprint all of these original scriptures on the original palm leaves that they were once written on.
And the Supreme has given over 10,000 hours of discourses and over 1 billion views on social media. He has on all the pages. We have over 1 billion views on all the social media platforms.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader.
Most recently, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been recognized by the California State Senate, and Kailasa has also been recognized by the California State Senate. And there are many governments, politicians, and people all over the world who have recognized the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, hard work and contributions to humanity over the last 26 years. And even the acclaimed Watkins magazine, Mind and Body Spirit magazine, has described that Supreme Concept of Hinduism is one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities in the world. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the reviver of the sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora all over the world, who are working for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is also the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world, with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, which have been continuously enriching and enriching people even during the pandemic.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Satmapitams around the world.
the late Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, the Akhila Bharatiya Parishad, Akada Parishad, has the group of 13 Akadas with over 2 crore sadhus or monks in India. Welcome the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Maha Sanitanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. As one day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Maha Sanitanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji is going to be called as the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world, and he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji. In reality, Swamiji is the Swarupa, the form of Bhagavan, God himself, and we are offering prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas, in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. This is the words of the late Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the Akara Parishad head, and the leader of over 2 crore sadhus, who was described the greatness of Swamiji and the divinity of Swamiji.
And just like this, various of Akadas and Mats have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we also have Sri Shanti Mahaswamiji, who is the head of the Kalda Mata, the oldest recorded Mata in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years ago, declares with his authority, he beautifully says about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, does austerities, tapas, for their upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodiment of as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. And now, with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program after a short break. In the next segment, we will be learning about the happening of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the Guru, and you will also be learning more about what you can offer to Devi Parashakti in this auspicious season, in this auspicious festival and celebrations during the Navaratri.